Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Julianne Manning, and I am the Customer Care Specialist at Stewardship Technology. Today, I also have BJ Acker with us, who is our Marketing Specialist. We are glad that you have joined us today for our Thought Leader webinar over crowdfunding, peer-to-peer, and Giving Tuesday. Our Thought Leader webinars are designed to teach and empower you to further your mission. Our mission at Stewardship Technology is to help you fund your mission. Today, we are going to be focusing on crowdfunding and peer-to-peer fundraising trends. We are also going to give you some tips for your Giving Tuesday campaign and how you can incorporate crowdfunding and peer-to-peer as strategies for your campaign. First, we are going to talk about how important crowdfunding and peer-to-peer is to your fundraising campaign. Why are these platforms you want to utilize? Why is this important? It is important because we have found that in a period of 12 months, 51% of donors worldwide have participated in a peer-to-peer fundraising campaign. Specifically, 33 donated to a peer-to-peer fundraising campaign, while 18% created their own peer-to-peer fundraising campaign to benefit their favorite NPO or NGO. Peer-to-peer fundraising generates 1/3 of all online donations in the United States. The average size of a donation is $67, while the average amount raised by a volunteer and individual is $612. Crowdfunding in North America alone grew by 145% in 2017. So you can see why, with these stats alone, how important these platforms are. Now, even though crowdfunding and peer-to-peer can go hand in hand, they are actually two different platforms. So what's the difference? Crowdfunding is a way to raise funds for a specific cause or project by asking a large number of people to donate money, usually in small amounts, and usually during a relatively short period of time, such as a few months. This is similar to peer-to-peer. However, with crowdfunding, you provide donors one location and everyone donates towards that common goal. You can use crowdfunding for many of your campaigns. Some examples include raising funds for a mission trip or raising funds to send kids to camp. You can highlight an awareness day such as autism or breast cancer and so forth. You can use this platform to raise funds for your goal for your annual gala each year. You can use this platform for a back-to-school drive that may be coming up soon. And as we'll mention in a few moments, you can use this platform for your Giving Tuesday campaign. With peer-to-peer, on the other hand, individuals run campaign pages on behalf of your organization. In turn, they reach out to their social network of friends, family, and coworkers in order to solicit donations for your nonprofit or church. You can encourage individuals to create fundraising teams to compete to raise the most funds. And with this platform, you're broadening your reach. Friends and family donate towards a cause that your donor is passionate about. That cause is you. You can use peer-to-peer for walk, runs, 5Ks, bike-a-thons, swim-a-thons, rock-a-thons, and so forth. In many of these cases, individuals are contacting their network to sponsor them to raise funds for support. You can have a competition amongst your staff members. Encourage them to raise funds, and whoever raises the most or the least has to kiss a pig or get a pie in the face. If you have staff or missionaries who need to raise support, you can use peer-to-peer for this as well. In general, crowdfunding and peer-to-peer are very effective tools to use for your fundraising campaigns. We are going to encourage you to incorporate both of these platforms for Giving Tuesday. Next, BJ is going to give you some ideas on how to create an effective Giving Tuesday campaign. BJ?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending today, and thank you, Julianne. As Julianne explained, peer-to-peer is a great tool to use, especially if you are creating a Giving Tuesday campaign. As Julianne explained, my name is BJ Acker, and I am the Marketing Specialist with Stewardship Technologies. My workings here at Stewardship is more behind the scenes, so you'll hear from me throughout the year on our webinar series. And also, if you do subscribe to our blog, I post marketing tips and trending topics for nonprofits. It's a great resource, so if you haven't checked it out, I definitely encourage everyone to check it out today. So today we'll go through what a Giving Tuesday campaign is and the movement impact Giving Tuesday can have for your organization. And then we'll go through a campaign strategy, including ways video can help you tell the story of the movement you're trying to create through your peer-to-peer Giving Tuesday campaign. If you do have questions, we can go through those at the end of the presentation, or you can always reach out to me through email, which Julianne will provide to you at the end of the webinar today. So let's get started. What is Giving Tuesday campaign? Giving Tuesday is a global day of giving that empowers individuals to make donations to important causes on the Tuesday following the shopping frenzy of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. This year, Giving Tuesday falls on November 27th. And if you're like me, when you're attending webinars like this, you're probably thinking, well, wait, when is Thanksgiving? Well, it's November 22nd, so go ahead and put that on your calendars. Giving Tuesday is a day that many of you will hear about for months before it actually occurs. And that's why we're here talking about it today. We want to provide you with an introduction of what Giving Tuesday is, and then you can decide what tools if you wish to start your own campaign. Preparation for Giving Tuesday is the key. And you may be thinking, BJ, well, I'm still in my busy summer season of events. Why are we discussing Giving Tuesday now? Well, let me tell you, summer is the best time to begin preparations for your campaigns. Start talking to your donors at your summer events about your nonprofit's goals. Examples that you could be asking them could be, do they know what your mission is? Do they know what your purpose is? These are all questions that will help you during that planning phase of your Giving Tuesday campaign. So let's get started. So as I stated, your Giving Tuesday planning needs to start early. How early you're probably considering right now. So considering November and December are the highest giving months of the year, my suggestion is it's best to begin rallying your peer of teams pretty early. So no later than September, have your team ready and begin promoting your mission then. I have actually also provided a timeline on our blog. So if you want to visit that after today's presentation, I have a presentation from, the timeline from August until the end of the year. So it's a great resource to use for when you're working through your preparations. Even if you choose to not use Giving Tuesday and maybe it's not right for your organization, this is a great resource to use for future campaigns that you have. So at the time of your planning phase, start concerning who you want to inspire. Giving Tuesday is an opportunity to rally your team to get your community excited about your nonprofit's mission. Explain to your peer team what your goals are and help them begin beating the drums, what I like to say, throughout their networks. Some examples your team could do to beat the drum is have your team share your Giving Tuesday event on their social media pages, directing their friends how to give. Now, that give that your team is asking for could be funds, time, items, all depending upon what your team decides to do in that brainstorming session on your overall goal is. Your goal could be to raise $2,000 for upcoming mission trips, or it could be a donation of a turkey to use for your end of the year family dinner basket you donate to the community, or it could even be canned goods. So get creative with that. And then we'll go through deciding then decide how you will tell your story to each of your donors. This is most important because donors are motivated by storytelling. You might do this through video on your Facebook page, your newsletter, an email to your donors, or even an actual event to bring awareness of your mission. Make sure you're setting out strong storytelling strategy in your campaign. To put things into perspective how powerful peer-to-peer is, today peer-to-peer is a result of 1/3 of all online donations. So don't forget, social media needs to have a strong presence in your planning stage. As I stated, peer-to-peer accounts for 1/3 of all online giving. And I understand those numbers are probably having you thinking, wow, there's a ton of opportunity I may be missing for my organization. So how do you use peer-to-peer to reach additional supporters of your cause and, more importantly, new donors? Since Giving Tuesday is for the most part fueled by online donations, it's important for nonprofits and charities to focus on online audiences, including those in your email list and social media followers. Those are all important to your campaign. So here are some great facts, as you'll see on the slide here. Looking at the screen, 5 of 8 peer-to-peer donors are new to an organization. So really think about that. So peer-to-peer introduces an opportunity for you to attract new supporters of your organization. So that there is a great reason to consider peer-to-peer for a campaign. This is some also great stats. I look at $120 for the average Giving Tuesday campaign. That number always amazes me. And the average fundraiser collects $600. Now, this is through social shares, individual events. This is how your peer individual raises funds for your organization. So $600 is pretty amazing. Video live streaming increases awareness of giving levels. So consider this. Here's some statistics for you. 57% of donors donate after watching a live video. So consider doing live updates through your campaign. Your followers want to see that impact that is being made. Even posting live videos with quotes or simple updates, simple content that goes a long way with your supporters. They want to see your face. They want to see what is happening in your organization. And then again, getting social, share video content, maybe create a thermometer. If you're trying to reach a dollar amount, seeing the goal is always a great tool. Sharing keywords throughout your campaign, especially if you're using text to give promotion, keywords is very important. Hashtag. So even if you're trying to use a hashtag that is perfect to use with your keyword, using a hashtag it actually attracts 60% more engagement. So really get creative if you do decide to use a keyword within your campaign. So now let's talk about strategy. Even if you're the smallest nonprofit or you're just now considering a Giving Tuesday campaign, don't fret. There are ways to get your message out there to attract donors. So let's look at the strategy above here. Starting with your current brand image or logo. Play with some cool graphics, change things up with color, or maybe will you use a campaign image as like it is shown below and add a unique badge. You need to get creative. Yet, remember, you are telling a story and your campaign needs to have a unique stamp from other campaigns that you've created. Also, one thing to remember is to use your temporary image consistently through all your platforms that you are currently using to connect with your donors, such as Facebook, Twitter, email, making sure that you're changing out those headers and maybe those thumbnail images. You want to make sure that your campaign image is consistent throughout that entire campaign. So if we're starting that in September, we want to make sure that that graphic is being utilized through all of our channels during those months. Overall, keeping your consistent image and your campaign ask consistent across those channels of communication is, like I said, it's very important. And this also aims to build an honest relationship with your donors, whether they are one-time donors or if they're there for the long run. Okay, so we all have our loyal donors, right? But our donors don't just give to us because they're asked to, right? That seems to be too easy. They give because they're motivated by a story or a conversation with a friend or a video that you've posted on social media, or maybe even a newsletter that you pulled together that paints your organization mission. Giving is truly a result of inspiration, and sometimes that is sometimes that's simple for us to break away from that, but we need to remember that inspiration goes a long way. One way to increase inspiration is through embracing video. Video content is one of the best ways to create an emotional and personal connection between your donors. One thing that you can do to launch your Giving Tuesday campaign, and this will be my last piece of advice for campaigns, is to create a simple video that you can share through social media. Something as simple as a video created with an iPhone. You can create a video showcasing your peer-to-peer supporters saying that I gave, or even a supporter in action. Remember, your current donors are your best voice to help spread your mission. And people love to spread the word about things that they're passionate about. So why not provide them with more tools to help them spread your message? Oh, sorry about that, guys. We just talked about how impactful video is for your campaign. And now I'm going to show you a video that I absolutely love. I feel this is very creative and using supporters from the Michael J. Fox Foundation. This video highlights a great way for you to kick off your Giving Tuesday campaign in September. As you watch this video, take a look at each of the stories and how those inspirational stories reach their peers and their communities. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I do.
Dear Michael J. Fox Foundation, I'm writing to say thank you to your staff and to you, Michael. Parkinson's disease has been part of my family's life for almost 30 years. My grandfather was diagnosed in the 80s and my dad in the late 90s. In 2009, I was reading Michael's second book and I learned about Team Fox and the New York City Marathon. Though I hadn't run a step in over 20 years, running 26.2 miles seemed like the right thing to do.
Dear Michael, just like your Parkinson's, mine started as a tremor in my pinky finger, a faint movement that was hardly noticeable and quite easy to ignore. I had just completed a residency in family practice and was expecting my first child. And within a few months, what I had thought was more of a benign annoyance was diagnosed as an incurable, progressive neurological illness. I was 27.
I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at age 49. So I started participating in clinical trials, which gave me a way to do something helpful. Soon after, my wife Mary and I started an event we call the Foxtrot, a 5K and 1 mile walk that draws our entire community together. I'm not looking for a cure for myself. I want to help other people with Parkinson's, and even those who aren't affected by Parkinson's yet.
My father endured Parkinson's disease for more than a decade. As I watched him gallantly fight against its irreversible tide, I knew that I wanted to be a part of ending this disease. That's when I connected with the Michael J. Fox Foundation. In this organization, I saw the vision and the fearlessness to achieve the impossible, a cure for Parkinson's.
Dear Michael J. Fox, I am an 11-year-old 6th grade boy in San Ramon, California. I have an assignment that involves writing a letter to a person that I admire, and I chose you.
This Father's Day, my 28-year-old twin and I are giving our dad, Bob, the gift he really needs, joining him in his search for a cure for Parkinson's disease. We used your online tool, Fox Trial Finder, to locate the best opportunities. We love that it works like Match.com and makes it easy for volunteers to find relevant Parkinson's trials, especially those that are looking for participants who don't have Parkinson's but are genetically related to someone who does.
As researchers, we deal with funders who take years to get the money out. You submit an application and it moves from office to office for months before it's even reviewed. I've learned how different the Michael J. Fox Foundation is. I'm the kind of person who likes to get things done. So one of the things I most appreciate about your organization is its emphasis on doing things efficiently without losing quality.
In 2011, shortly before my 4th marathon, we lost Dad. The Fox Foundation allowed hundreds of people to pay tribute to my dad while he was still with us. It has brought wonderful new friendships to my life. It has taught my children about philanthropy. My entire family has joined the Team Fox movement. To date, we've raised over $125,000, and we won't stop fundraising until Parkinson's disease is cured.
I recognized that I needed a shift in my perspective. Despite the difficulties, this disease has been my ultimate blessing as a parent. It has taught me to prioritize my family, to never take anything in life for granted, and to face each day with a sense of optimism and, most importantly, with gratitude.
Dear Michael J. Fox Foundation, my name is Emma. I am 10 years old, and my Nana has Parkinson's disease and Parkinson's dementia. For my birthday, I decided to ask for money instead of presents because I want to donate the money to you. With help from my friends and family, I am sending you a check for $277 in honor of my Nana. I wish you great success in finding a cure. I don't want people to have Parkinson's.
Sincerely, Mike Dubin, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Dr. Sonia Mather, Toronto, Canada.
Kate Harmon, York, Pennsylvania.
From your biggest fan, Jaden Chu, San Ramon, California.
Matt Mitchell, Helsinki, Finland.
Sincerely, Emma, Yarmouth, Maine.
Dr. Irene Hegeman Richard, University of Rochester, Rochester, New York.
Sincerely, Hal Halverson, Belvedere, New Jersey.
Also, you look pretty young considering you're 52.
Wow. I have showed that video many times to individuals when I've explained to them what peer-to-peer is, and every time that I watch that video, it gets me, especially the gentleman who lost his father. For me, it really hits home. And you guys, you know, this is what Giving Tuesday, this is why Giving Tuesday is so impactful for organizations. It makes people want to do more and inspire others to do the same. What I like about this video, not only for my personal my personal connection to it, it tells a story of what the mission is of Michael J. Fox Organization. It's a powerful message that tells a story of the voice of real people who have created a real impact connecting with their peers. And you guys, these are your peer-to-peer fundraisers. Let them tell the story. Let them be your storytellers. Video storytelling is very important, and with Giving Tuesday fueled by social media, video storytelling is a great way to kick off your campaign to empower and also to inspire your supporters. Now, as I stated, Giving Tuesday is November 27th. So when your campaign is over, make sure you send out a thank you to all your supporters, which I'm sure all of you already do, following up with your strategy, making sure that you're prompt, personal, powerful, and making sure that you share the impact of what your donor's gift meant to your organization. Also keep in mind, and even through Giving Tuesday, the campaign ends in November, your donors' annual giving doesn't stop in November. Keep in mind that 12% of giving happens the last 3 days of the year. So again, making sure that you create thank yous to your supporters, not only for Giving Tuesday, but for all your donors who contribute through the year. A simple thank you after your Giving Tuesday campaign will help you coast your marketing efforts, leading your organization to great success ending the year. And that's what I have for you today. Before I pass this over to Julianne, I do want to remind you that I will be back in September. At that time, I will be part of our webinar series providing a marketing webinar, and we'll go through an in-depth look at marketing for your nonprofit. Thank you all so much for listening to me today, and I'm going to pass this back over to Julianne.
Thank you, BJ, for those excellent tips and tricks on how to build your Giving Tuesday campaign. Now, we did not want to tell you how awesome crowdfunding and peer-to-peer is without giving you a sneak peek of Stewardship Technology's crowdfunding and peer-to-peer platform, Together We Raise. Together We Raise will be ready for you to utilize in time for your Giving Tuesday campaign. So here you can see the homepage here. With Together We Raise, you're going to be able to create a campaign in just one click. It's going to be easy to join a team or to donate. It allows you to highlight the top fundraisers and team members. You'll receive real-time reporting where you and your donors will be able to see the total amount raised so far. And our platform will also have the lowest processing rates in the industry for crowdfunding and peer-to-peer. So ultimately, this means that more funds will go into your organization's pocket. Again, Together We Raise will be ready for you to use for your Giving Tuesday campaign. So be on the lookout for some notifications that will alert you to when that platform will be ready to use. Now, we do want to take a moment and answer any questions that you may have. If ever you have a question at any time, you can always reach out to either BJ or myself, and we will make sure to answer your questions. Everyone will receive a copy of today's presentation that you can use as a resource and view later on. And as always, you can always check out our blog where BJ has posted the Giving Tuesday timeline she mentioned before and see other tips and tricks that you will be able to utilize. Our next Thought Leader webinar will be August 2nd at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be over donor analytics with guest speaker Benjamin Miller from Donor Trends. So we're excited to feature him that day. Also, don't forget to like us on Facebook. We always love seeing you guys on there, so make sure you go to our Facebook page. And as always, as I mentioned before, you can always check out the latest updates and events on our blog at stewardshiptechnology.blog. Thank you so very much for joining us today. We hope that you have learned something new and will have a successful Giving Tuesday campaign.